My name's Jimmah, aka James Pease. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, 26 years young, and I'm living my best life. Me and Johnny Mackellar got hit up by the American team to do a trip, and we were like, bloody oath, let's make it happen.
Damn, the idea for this trip sounded like a dream. I was like, no way actually going to have dudes come over and ride bikes with us. Crazy.
When the idea for the trip came up, I was super stoked because it was gonna be a dirt mission. Yeah, we were just gonna be bouncing around all these different spots, and it was my first time in Australia too, so I had to come along and check it out.
When Stu sent me a message to say, hey, do you want to come on a dirt trip in Australia with a whole bunch of rad dudes? Of course I was keen. Like, this is a dream come true. Riding some of the best trails in the country and getting to document it all as well with a bunch of cool people. Yeah, sign me up.
I'm hyped to be on my first trip out of the US. Just stoked to check out some cool dirt spots. Also pretty hyped to make it out for the ACT Jam. Seems like it'll be a good time.
Thoughts about the trip? We're pretty freaking far from home. The first dirt rules trip was pretty awesome. It was in my backyard. And now I'm halfway around the world. Pretty sweet. Smile across their face.
Nate and I ended up getting in a day early before Clint and Joe showed up.
It was a long day. We got there and it was 8 a.m. so we basically spent 2 days awake.
Then we headed over to City Park.
So it was kind of cool to show the boys some bowls that I guess everyone kind of grows to know around Sydney.
Good to just like get used to the time change and all that. It was cool to just chill for a day.
Termite with the hand plants over the spine. That's something you don't get to see every day. Never know what's gonna happen with that dude. Honestly, just a treat watching that dude ride.
Nathan's fucking killing it. He was cruising the deep end, just doing 8-foot pocket airs, just no stress, just chilling, sick to see.
There's like the bowl up on the hill. Jimmah just does X-ride out of one of the smaller quarters. He X-rode dropping into the slippery deep end.
X-up ride dropping on 13-foot quarters with pool coping and that. Like,
that was a creepy setup to do that on.
Nobody else is doing that. That's just like signature Jimmah, and I'm a fan.
Jimmah is like my new favorite rider. Decided to hit the streets of Sydney.
Checked out some spots, got some clips.
stressing me out like damn madman.
Jimmah produced 2 really gnarly clips.
Oh my god, the feeble on that gnarly rail.
Dead man rail that felt like it was about to fall out of the ground.
It was just wiggly. The landing sucked. The run up sucked.
It was probably as tall as him at the end too. Pretty gnarly.
Yeah, that's just where he shines. It's really cool to see.
I'm a big slidey boy, and that was insane to see. Getting to see someone ride like that in person is just kind of phenomenal. Pretty stoked.
Shortly after that, just pedaling around, and he's like, oh, there's this gap crook I want to do. And I thought he was just looking at it, but then he's like, oh, I'm going to do it.
Been eyeing down these spots for years, knowing that I could do it, but I've just never had the opportunity with a filmer.
Actually having someone to point the camera at him and mean it was worthy for him.
Gap pegged it probably about 10 times and then ate a lot of crap. I didn't even think he was going to get back up to try it again, but sure enough, got back up and laced it pretty much straight away. It was sick.
Right in the middle of the city too, like stopping traffic to see Jimmah just do this insane stuff. Just like, it's crazy.
And there's this step down at the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Aryei just goes in. Big suicide. It was probably the best one I've seen in a long time. Yeah, then we headed over to Trent's house, camped out there for the night.
Flew into Sydney in the morning. Clint arrived about half an hour later.
Pretty hagged from the flight.
Kind of everyone managed to rock up. Got to shake some hands out the back of my good friend Trent's place.
Trent's got a big 10-foot mini in his backyard, so the boys had a quick little rip on that.
If I'm gonna get straight, if I'm gonna get right, I want dancing, dancing late. Well, if I'm gonna get straight, if I'm gonna get straight, dancing, dancing.
Built the bikes up and straight on the road.
Mini turtle man. My BMX wheels are bigger than the tires.
Dancing, dancing late at night, alright.
A couple hours north up to Newcastle to hit Barnsley trails.
Straight to the trails. No messing around.
Let's go.
First spot of the trip, Barnsley trails. Bentley's the main dude there, bit of a legend in the Australian BMX scene, and he's got a really cool spot. They hadn't had a lot of rain quite a while, and there's a lot of jumps there to keep maintained, so definitely took a little bit of time to get everything running, but with a bunch of people on the tools, we got it sorted.
Yeah, we got to do some dialing on the jumps, which is always kind of nice before you ride, and you get to know the place when you're smearing some dirt around.
That was almost more impressive watching Clint and Nate show off their digging skills that's on par with their riding.
First day I managed to smash the hell out of my damn face.
Termite took a bite of the dirt.
Does not seem to be phased at all.
Yeah, as it turns out, Clint Reynolds is human. And saw him get super locked out and nosed in. We could put it down to jet lag. He'd just been travelling for probably over 24 hours at that point, and we went straight to the woods.
Holy fuck, I almost died.
I felt so wacky out there.
Yeah, pretty wild to see. Quite rare, I think, too.
Would have been a rough way to start the trip, being the old man on the crew.
But yeah, definitely it was nice to dust the cobwebs off,
Jimmah
was putting in the work out there, super determined to either make it through or eat shit trying.
Got a dirt trip. I'm a street rider. Was a bit unsure at first, but fuck it. I'm all about BMX, and whatever BMX is, I want to be there.
The lonely streets, I wanna walk through them.
He's obviously still working on the lip. Nate's trying to work on the jumps, and Jimmah's like, get the fuck out of the way.
I don't know how he does it. The man's got far too much energy.
Really fun to watch.
Jimmah's #1 fan. I am, dude.
Wrapped it up for the day and went on out and had a barbecue at Bentley's house.
Big shout out to Bentley for putting us up for the night. Bit of urban camping, nice lush grass.
Bentley was sick. He totally took care of the boys, made us sick brekkie.
Very hospitable. You could just feel like he was pretty stoked on the shield.
He's a pretty heavy, hard S&M fan.
Getting to check out his old and mid-school S&M collection was pretty insane. Everything is absolutely immaculate. Definitely a lot of bikes I've never seen in the flesh before. Aryei was absolutely blown away.
I had a treat just nerding out, looking at all the bikes he had set up. They were just perfect.
It's insane what that kid knows for someone who's only 17 years old. He might as well be a 50-year-old BMXer, respectfully.
Big shout out to Bentley.
He was just stoked to have us out there, and we're so grateful to have them kind of people to be able to help us. It's pretty awesome. Headed back out to the trails the next morning.
Did you eat all that bacon, dude? 12 pieces?
At least.
Jump count there was insane. Good transfer lines and just like really fun rhythm section.
Jimmah, working class hero, absolute weapon of a human. I think he got up at 5:30 a.m, went and did a job, came back to the trails.
I never met Jimmah before, but like I was just like looking at his bike setup. I'm like, is this guy gonna? I didn't think he was gonna ride the trails at all. But then he's like, Stu, I'm gonna flip this set, and I'm like, what?
I don't think he should try the split right now.
And then he proceeds to flip the set. Well, there was some gnarly attempts.
You never know what's gonna happen when he touches the bike.
He's an animal, for sure.
Oh!
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants just through sheer determination. That's pretty crazy.
I think you got it, actually. After watching that?
Broke off, got the clip, went back to work, did another job.
That was freaking sick, dude.
Instantly, like, huge fan.
I don't know why I just didn't do that the first time.
Rock on to Jimmah.
Was pretty stoked to get a clip on Jimmah's bike while he had popped off to work for an hour or so. Double throttle grip, 4 pegs and a top tube that was about 2 inches shorter than mine. Didn't quite land it, but I think we can take it. I caught pedals.
He did it. He landed it. That counts.
Termite, he's so talented. We all know how good he is, and switch spins and then big crazy alley-oop 360 transfers and fueled on beer. Lots of groms, cutting laps all day too.
Oh, it was so cool to see the young rippers out there with little 16 inches, even like kids on 12 inches just like, playing around in the dirt.
Can't wait to see what they get up to in the next couple of years.
Jacko, Jackson, Prez, that dude's sick. He's got the bike control with good style too, so it's really cool to see.
My boss made me go back to work, which wasn't great, but I got the job done and headed back to the trails, met up with the boys, and then got back up on the deck, and the boys were like, oh, we're going to do a spin train, and I was like, I'd like to get in on this.
I think at that point he hadn't even jumped the last jump, so he just spun it first try.
And like I was coming around the berm and he's like spinning right over my head, and it was like just like the best way to end the day. That was so sick.
Everybody was stoked. We all know that Jimmah's an amazing street rider, and dirt may not be the thing he rides the most, but he's definitely very keen to give it a go and get amongst, and he's not afraid to send it. Yeah, tip of the cap to him. He's really doing it all and pushing himself, that's for sure.
After the Barnsley trails, we packed up the rigs and made the 5-hour journey to Canberra.
Yeah, we were just trying to dodge the rain and looked like it was going to be dry in Canberra, so after Newcastle, just made the mission down to Canberra.
Got to Canberra at midnight, set up camp.
Very glad to wake up in Canberra. Yeah, Russell hooked it up with a place to stay, which was awesome. Again, another legend of Australian BMX and or our nicest guy. Really cool to be able to stay at his place with Sweet Bones, the cafe that him and Em run, about a 5-minute walk from the house.
I've known Russell for like a long time, so cool to see his like whole like setup with the kids and the business and all that. So it's like just cool to see him and what he's got going on.
Went out to Snails, which is the jumps here in Canberra.
The spot I was most looking forward to was Snails, and all the other spots were just bonus.
You could really see like the posh caddy like influence out there. So properly like made and fast and dialed.
Some of the berms in there, just so wild how they can just stack dirt like that and make it look so perfect.
It's very nice dirt. They're very well maintained. Everything's pretty immaculate there.
Yeah, I felt like I was in PA Woods, but in Australia. Yeah, it seems like they have a rad scene there.
All the locals were super sick. Rusty, Tyson, Riss, Weaponhead, all the dudes. It was so fun getting trains with them, and you could just hop in a train and get back up the hill, and there's just like another one going as soon as you get back up. Snails is super fun, a lot of bang for your buck. Drop in, land good, and then you can just do nothing and pull up on the next one, and that's like the perfect recipe for good jumps.
We all know why Nathan Halahan is the Nora Cup winner. Within about 2 laps, he was going higher than everybody.
Lap after lap, just maxing out the height bar. You can just peek through the trees, and he's like above all of them. It's insane to watch.
Apparently he went higher than Hardy. I don't know if that's true, but I reckon it is. Shh. They've got a jump called Showtime, and man, boys were going to town on that. What didn't I see on that jump? That's the real question.
Like a lot of people, Clint is definitely one of their favourite riders, and I think for a lot of people that turned up that day, getting to see him ride their spot, that's definitely a bit of a present for sure. The classic smooth style that he has, and just making everything look really good and effortless. What he does, when you really see it in person, yeah, you realise how good he is.
Yeah, Clint was just being old Clint Reynolds, just fucking Star-Lord, and the boys were just, oh my God.
Tyson was ripping. He had like 4 different bikes he was riding. Cool to see him in his element, doing his thing.
Johnny, Superman seat grab from hell. You'd think you'd see this at a nitro circus. This was just in the woods, chilling, hanging out, drinking some beer. Didn't even tell anyone he was going to do it, and just did it. Boom.
Holy shit!
Big man Joe busting out the stunts for the boys.
A super clicked flip turn down, cranked how you like it, 3 down whip, dipped as hell.
Just like crazy moves to be doing over like some pretty gnarly, fast, high-speed jumps like in the woods. So like, but you typically don't really see that stuff like at the trail. So just rad to see that.
Yeah, it was fantastic riding Snails again. I hadn't been there in about 6 years. Came away fairly unscathed.
Let the wheels grow. My bike is a dirt. I fly around town.
They've got this little small straight line called Sluggers. It's just a straight line down a hill, but you can just have endless fun on them all day.
Session winded down for a second, and I got all hyped up, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a flip. Haven't done one for probably 2 years.
Ejectocito cuz let go of his bike.
I just ate a whole bunch of crap. Definitely sucked. Jason Watts and Chris Fox showed up. Just watching Jason ride the big jump was so good. Just, oh, I don't even know how you do that. 1 foot tape, look back, that was like the highlight for me.
Woo!
REA pretty much put every combo down in the book.
It was like he was riding a trampoline bike.
I was pretty stunned. I was like, do a tail up to tabletop.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that. Well, definitely not on the person anyway, and he definitely didn't half-ass the table, that's for sure.
When I was 17, I was not doing what he was doing. I was struggling to even take my feet off my bike.
Yeah, he's world class. I think a lot of people were blown away with what he can do, and I can't wait to see what he gets up to in the next couple of years. Yeah, remember the name.
Big shout out to the Canberra locals. You guys rule, letting us come out.
Yeah, super thankful for all the hospitality from the dudes.
After that, we packed our bags and headed on up to Young. 2-hour drive from Canberra to Young. Got there, met up with Will Kerr. Very kind of him to let us stay at his house in his shed.
Comes the sun. Here comes the
Got up and ready, headed over to his parents' house where his trails are.
darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter.
Yeah, it's called Valley View Trails.
Will Kerr and his brother Chris Kerr grew up at this spot with their family and have been digging these jumps since 20 years ago.
Pretty cool to see that the spot's still running to this day.
Really cool, like, family vibe there.
It's alright.
Super sweet jumps.
Postcard background.
Out in the field, wide open, red clay. Pretty scenic spot.
It's such like just the funnest place to go visit ever.
Had a big digging sesh.
It's been here.
You never know what you're going to find out in the bush when you're untarping jumps.
You're like picking up these tires and these tarps and you're just waiting for like a rattlesnake to like bite you in the face. And then the first tarp I untarp.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Just like...
Boys were frightened. It was pretty funny to see when they saw this blue tongue lizard.
As it turns out, they're actually quite useful and actually keep the brown snakes at bay, so I felt a little bit more comfortable knowing that we found one or two of those.
Will and I just got in there and just grabbed him up, gave him a kiss and let him go his merry way.
As we were running water, I put the can down and saw a very dangerous looking spider hanging out right by the handle. I don't know how long he'd been hanging out there, but glad to not be bitten. Number one fear on this trip is getting bitten by a spider or a snake. We made it through unscathed so far.
Yeah, before the heavy session really started, I kicked it off. We got out on the fly out. Big whip train.
Yeah, we did some pretty fun tail whip trains with the boys on the biggest set there. Just dorking around basically, and you just like feel the pressure. Everybody's like, you see the person in front of you land it and you're like, don't blow it. Like, don't want to let the boys down. Oh man, pressure's on. It just helps you like commit to like actually trying it. It's pretty funny. Nate Dogg kept blowing it.
Seatlander.
Didn't think I'd be ever doing a tail whip with two Nora Cup Trail Rider winners, but hey, we got it done. I'm sure Nate was really stoked on his efforts as well.
Nate technically landed it, if you want to say that, but it was sick.
We did it!
Whipping dirt jumps.
We did it, boys. Yeah, that was perfect.
Just for a little fun. Oh, yeah. I want to get away.
Big 180 downy from Joe. Man's got a fucking big bag of tricks. Big legs, big arms, big bag. REA wanted to get his flip done, so I was like, come on mate, let's go flip. It's just a fly out. And he's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, just follow me, I'll do it, let's do it. Did a flip, landed it, turned around, REA's upside down. I'm like, oh no, and then he just stomps that shit. And it was like, hell yeah. It was a good time. Got the boys G'd up to hit the bigger jumps and fucking really start doing stuff.
Respect.
pretty sore from Snails. And I was like, man, you just got to get out there. You got Clint Reynolds here, you got Nathan Halahan. This is the best time to get out there and jump some jumps. Just hit the medium line, got some tricks in, so I was pretty stoked. And then I had a chill one because I'm pretty beaten up. Body just needed a break, so I sat on the sidelines for most of the day.
Will built it with his brother, which is super cool. Now he's riding around there with his kid.
Having a little line that him and his little dude can go for a cruise on, that's just keen.
The little boy Ruben was going pretty fast down some rollers. At one point I was like, whoa dude, you're flying. He was handling it.
Absolutely ripping through the roller line on his little bike. Yeah, there's definitely some genetic things being passed down there. The need for speed is definitely alive and well in the Kerr family.
Aryei was doing every bar spin combination you could think of pretty much.
Joe show went down once again.
Joe was doing like some insane stuff. Yeah, he did a really cool line where he flipped the step down, 450 pancake with those extendo daddy long legs, proper.
And man, he could fold these things. It's just like kissing his front tire. It's pretty cool to see.
He's kind of like barrel roll, flipping the hips too.
That was pretty gnarly because that hip was no joke. That was pretty sick to see.
Seems like every spot this trip, Termite just turns up the switch and just starts going crazy.
Classic Johnny. Just drops in with two people, one in front and behind him, 360 at every jump, which is just like madness. Then Oppo spins the last one. Out of nowhere, fucking upper Jonna.
Always a treat watching Termite. You never know what he's gonna do.
Shields and their swords to fight the fight that believes to be right, to overthrow the overlords.
Termite opening up the big dog straight away, throwing tricks everywhere. Nate followed pretty soon after.
Nate, it was so fun watching him ride. Just like one of the first hips, he was just yanking so hard and dipping it in. It looked so sick.
Got to see some real crazy riding go down. The boys really started to unlock the big 33.
Got to ride 30 with Nate, and yeah, that was pretty sick.
Yeah, just getting the trains with the boys on the big jump at the bottom, that was super fun.
Termite and Nate started spinning it in a train. That was really, really cool to see. Both of them were facing backwards for a very, very long time.
3-chain on the 30 just made it look amazing. Made it look too easy, too good.
Apparently this 33 jump had been attempted to be flipped by two other people, non-successful. Nobody told him, probably should have, but Joe just comes in, boom, big backflip, no worries, stomps that.
Joe's the man.
Nate's very reserved, very much of a style cat, but when he wants to put in some tricks and make it look good, fuck me, he can put some stuff down on the table. This 33 jump is no joke, but he's just chilling, and then he's like, oh yeah, I'll maybe try this little manual after it. Like the 33 Gapton manual is crazy. Fucking sight to see as a street rider. I don't see many people fly that high, but fucking cool.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Aryei did a suicide, probably what felt like a minute, hands out, flattened, trying to fly, so sick. Bar X turned down over the 33, no joke.
Super cool to finally ride Will's spot, and even better getting to ride it with him as well. He's gone through a couple of injuries over the years, so pretty cool to see him get over the big dog again after a 3-year hiatus, get some demons off his back. Yeah, you could tell just the stoke of the session, having everybody there. He definitely stepped up and he was ripping.
He was definitely stoked.
In the evening, oh, it's just so perfect with the sun going down and wind dies down.
After we rode for about 12 hours in the Australian sun, we had a bowl sesh down in the garage.
Yeah, Will's basically excavated half of his garage to turn it into a mini ramp paradise.
Really cool little setup.
So much fun to ride, and it's just fun little atmosphere to get going in there when the boys are a bit revved up and excited.
The ramp session popped off.
The Aryei and Termite show, just every possible trick that you can think of, those guys did it pretty much.
I feel like that setup was like so cool to watch Termite ride.
Termite was like a Beyblade in there. Let it rip and he's just spinning all over the place.
He's just full-on ripper.
Aryei jumped in there straight away. Bar, wall ride bar.
Clint was shredding.
I was pretty tired, but you can't even stop when you're like, all the boys are just so stoked and you just like keep going.
And Clint did the Little Devil BF line, just the big gap to curve wall, which is pretty crazy.
It was pretty gnarly, really hard to get speed to stay on the wall. Like always, Clint made it look too easy.
It's like a really cool vibe in there because you got like this chill zone and then there's like a window into like the shred zone, and pretty much every 30 seconds all the boys would just be like erupting because somebody would do something really cool. So good energy for sure.
Joe hopped in the session for a little bit.
Joe was upside down a bunch, did a huge flare. His tires came with a centimeter of the ceiling.
He was trying to flip the fakie.
Joe flares on the smallest quarter there.
Tattoo gun came out, some really budget flash.
Got a couple tattoos, and got myself the S&M shield, because probably no better time than being on an S&M trip with the boys, right?
I love Termite. He's the sickest person to watch ride.
Just seeing him wall ride absolutely everything. Aryei doing the rocket bar spin air. Never seen one of those in the flesh before, so that was pretty cool to see.
I ate a bunch of crap trying to 270s, and then I sprocket cased.
Real fun little session in there.
Yeah, it was amazing to check out Will's spot. Obviously a lot of work goes into it to be able to build an entire bowl, keeping a set of trails running, especially having 2 kids, job, wife, property. Definitely doesn't go unappreciated, that's for sure. He's really created quite the BMX oasis in the middle of New South Wales. Thanks, Will. We've really been trying to avoid the wet everywhere we go. A little window opened up the day after Will's to go to Aussie Posh, which is about 4 hours away from Young. Stu woke us up with some Limp Biscuit at about 6 a.m. to get everybody sorted.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up.
Everyone got pretty hyped, pretty pumped up.
Limp Bizkit has been playing this whole trip. I don't know who started it, but it was either Aryei or Jimmah, and they just started blasting it. It's just like kind of the theme of the trip by now, like Limp Bizkit. Play it.
Limp Bizkit's sick. If you want, go take a listen.
In the car by 7.
Went back up to Sydney and checked out Aussie Posh.
Hey, it's fucking Corey in the stadio!
Yeah, we saw Aussie Nasty. He's pretty sweet. Aussie Posh with a bunch of sick cunts.
got up into Aussie Posh, which is Camden trails, and cruised on in, heading on down to the waterfront, walking along this river, bit of a hike to get there.
Tim Dack and Shane Biffin's spot. It's been there for like 20 years.
Tim had pretty much dialed 6 lines for everybody to ride. Thank you, Tim, for getting everything sorted.
When he heard the boys were able to come there, he was like, yep, I'm putting in some hours. So he really put in some work to make them jumps happen. Tim was fucking cruising these jumps, and it looked pretty cruisy at first, but you get up onto the roll-in and you really have no idea where you're going to go, because you can only see the first jump and that's it. You're pretty much jumping into the abyss.
You're like literally in like a tunnel of trees where you don't know, it's like, is there a hip there, or like
you're just basically taking it jump by jump and hoping you see the next lander to jump the next jump.
Dropping in there blind without a toe in is nuts, and that's what Jimmah did, and he's unfazed, so I don't even understand how he's not even a trail rider. I was impressed with Jimmah for sure, because I was like having a hard time, and then I just see I'm walking up the hill and Jimmah's just down the line, and I'm like, wow.
Took the rest of us a few more goes to get through, and a few toe-ins from Tim to work it out.
Following Tim through some lines really helped out. You just feel the speed and like where he's like leaning and like pumping. That's always helped me a lot.
Yeah, Dacky's he's the man. That's my spot. Jump on the back of me and I'll tow you through.
It was super cool to see how stoked the locals were, towing Clint and Nate through the trails.
Oh, so excited, and then just seeing the smile on his face, and he'll never forget that, and it's just like, it's the raddest shit to be able to be there with him doing that. Got a Clint Reynolds in the bush with Dacky, like, I nearly had to pinch him a couple times. I was like, sorry for being not cool, Clint, but this is cool for me and Dacky, alright, like, let us have this one. Pretty sick stuff.
It can be a lot to like just show up to like a brand new spot you don't know, and then instantly be dropping in and then trying to like do something that's worth filming as well. But that spot rode in a really cool way where it really didn't feel like you like had to do any tricks. It was cool to just ride there and just not put too much gravy on the biscuit and just ride the line.
Got a little bit broke off. As it turns out, these jumps weren't quite the same as Will's fly-out jump, so I thought I'd do a tail whip on a proper dirt jump for the first time in a while. Turned into a shopping trolley pretty quick and hurt my ankle a little bit, but happy to walk out of there relatively unhurt, so we'll take it.
Nate's so good, he can just pretty much pick whatever era of riding he wants to do for the day. So he chose like the mid-school era to fit that style of trails.
Nate drops in, paying respect and homage to the older riders. Just put in a whole heap of old school tricks like big one-hand X, old school tuck no-hander, and then yeah, big babari, like bus driver style. All these tricks were invented like 10, 15 years before he was even alive, so it was sick to see him pay homage to all the old school riders.
As per, Termite started spinning and supermaning everything in sight. Went down a couple of times, but that dude's indestructible. Straight back up as if nothing happened.
Tim and Shane were awesome. Super cool dudes, just stoked we were there.
Having our peers be here is just, it's just such a buzz for us, man.
Spent so much time here, just me and Tim, and having a crew out, especially dudes that we've looked up to. Yeah, no, it's unreal.
Yeah.
You could feel like the love in the woods was there.
I was stoked we could get out there and get some laps with them.
And thanks for showing us your little spot of paradise. Got out of there just before the monsoon hit and then hightailed it back to Canberra. Back to our spiritual adopted home of Canberra.
The rain finally turned up.
Everybody was pretty happy to have a little bit of rain in the morning, which meant we finally had some time to chill.
We watched Jimmah rip the quad a bit.
Eventually, after all of that, the sun actually came out, so thought we'd go for a little quick pedal into Backbone.
One of the sickest shops I've ever seen.
It's really cool to see that, where there's not that many shops around these days. They definitely rep the Shield hard.
Super big supporters of S&M. You could see all the frames in the shop.
Super sick to see.
The stoke is there, like you can just see like the genuine like commitment to BMX. It's just like so authentic.
Backbone is definitely the backbone of the scene.
Hosting the jams and building the trails, making videos, and like just creating a space for like people to pour like their BMX into.
Thank you, Riss and Tyson at Backbone. You guys rule.
Risty and Tyson are some solid dudes. They're doing it for real, so hats off to you guys.
Decided to take a little street mission around Canberra.
Got to witness the Aryei and Jimmah show out in the streets of Canberra.
First stop was like this huge gap out to switch ice grind. Super gnarly. I was looking at it, I was like, Aryei, are you sure you want to try this?
Did a few run-ups and then laced it first try.
What a talented rider, really, to just be able to like ride the trails at that level and then straight to like the streets.
How he just flipped the switch and just get himself to do that on cue is pretty incredible.
That kind of just started it off, and then just like it was like supposed to be kind of like a chill day, but then there's no chill really. There's just one rail and everybody had like something to do on it, and the boys just like unleashed.
I just can't believe they go from cruising around to just getting in the zone so quickly.
Jimmah did the over Smith, which I was like, that's what you want to try on this rail? Just thinking about jumping over a rail and nosing in down these stairs, like it's so high risk.
Jimmah proceeded to crank arm it directly after.
Basically stood up on the thing like he was cruising in on a 10-foot Malibu surfboard, right in front of the cops who were stoked to see him do it.
They put the lights on and were like, oh, we're out of here, it's a bust. But they actually stopped traffic for him to try the trick. Wow, this would never happen back home.
Yeah, getting to see him in his element was incredible, really. He's been following us through some pretty big trails. I'm definitely not following him down some big rails. He's a lot more all-terrain than I'll ever be, that's for sure.
Yeah, Jimmah's sick.
Aryei thought he'd have something to do as well, so he did the quick little nose bomb bar and then took it a few times, trying to do the pegs 180. Went down on his hip a few times, but yeah, got back up and laced it, I think, on the third try, and it was perfect.
Really cool to just be like a fly on the wall and just watch them do their thing.
And then I'm just like, well, damn, I want to play ball too.
Seeing all the peg guys having all the fun. Johnny came out of nowhere, pedaled full speed and jumped the whole rail all the way to flat like it was nothing.
I was ready to start jumping down the stairs. I was getting so stoked, but it's like, take it easy. Dude, stick to the trails, bro. Stay in your lane.
Yeah, I don't know how much more my wrist can take, but that was fun.
Is this how it always is going to street riding? Just like do all this crazy shit like Not bad.
Street riding. That's crazy.
End of the day, we're just kind of jibbing around on this little wedge bank hip thing.
Yeah, getting a few more people on the session was kind of cool, just seeing what everybody can do and just messing around on a few things. The 2175 Trails rig got a street clip. Yeah, pretty psyched to get a little street clip in there just to mix it up.
Johnny was shredding, and then he got shredded.
Termite somehow has survived all these crazy maneuvers on some of the most legit trails in the country, and then got taken out by a very small concrete bank.
His hands are just like mutilated.
Fingertips were like hanging off his fingers. It was pretty gross.
The injury definitely outweighed the spot, that's for sure.
He's a tough cookie.
Definitely my day end up. Blew out all just the little fingertippy parts on my hands, and it was just, they've been stinging and gross. Hanging out in the streets actually with the dudes was pretty cool. Like, I couldn't say I've been on a street ride with Clint Reynolds.
The Act Jam, all the events are in the evening, so it kind of gives you all day to do what you want. What better reason to go ride Snails again? There's a lot of people in town, so yeah, pretty heavy session.
I was stoked to get more laps out there. We were just having laps with the boys, and they were just so fun. I didn't want to leave.
Walking the roadside, dreaming of a life I wanted to live. Cold wind blows through the hill nose, and the liquor stores are closed. Woo! Rain touches down and freezes the town, and the taillights are out. Staring at roadside, thinking of the time I wanted to live. Wichita skyline, deliver me home, be the light in my eyes, 'cause my life ain't worth living. The sun beats down on the backside of town, and there's too many cops around. Fireworks fly like the 4th of July till the factories close down. Walking the roadside, dreaming of a life I just can't forget. Wichita skyline.
Jimmah was ripping the trails, like no hesitation.
Be the light in my eyes, 'cause my life ain't worth living. Wichita skyline, I got a black eye that matches the other, and the sun that shines when winter is over. I can't see eye to eye with anyone at all. Wichita skyline, deliver me home.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Dirt Fools, 16, day 19, out here with your boys.
We are the bike boys. We are the bike boys.
We are the bike boys.
We are the bike boys.
We ride every day, faster, faster.
We ride every day, faster, faster.
BMX.
This trip has been amazing. I couldn't have really asked for much more. Cool to be on a trip with like a different group of dudes as well. I'm usually on like the street trips. Super cool to ride with Joe, Clint, Nate, Jimmah, and Termite. Very diverse crew, but I feel like it's gonna be a really good video. First time out of the States, and this is a pretty sick trip to be on.
Oh, that's the guy. Every day at night, we ride around the Nippy.
Every day night we ride around Nippy. And the basketball court.
Yeah, Australia scene is pretty gnarly. I'm glad I survived. Yeah, I feel like we got the red carpet treatment like everywhere we went, and there's no bad vibes at all, and it was so fun to just, meet so many people and just like feel the authentic stoke that everybody had, and to be like a part of that and share it with this crew is like, I feel very lucky to be able to do that.
Good times to boys.
We ride every day because we free. BMX bike boys. Every day night.
Man, I don't even have words to describe. It's been awesome. Like, big shout out to everyone who let me, a not so good trail rider, with 4 pegs, ride your jumps, no brakes. I really appreciate it. It's opportunities I don't normally get, but it's been an awesome trip.
My bike is a bird, I fly around town, looking for food, crawling on the ground. Watch out, because
I'm blown away. I was even invited, to be fair. Truly grateful to be a part of this. Yeah, getting to travel around the country with a rad team of people and film and document it all. Dream come true. Thanks for having me.
We got big claws and jaws that snap. My bike is a kangaroo, in world be known as Marlow. I bounce over land like no other do. I'm a hip hop all the way to the roof.
Trip was awesome. Crazy getting laps every day, just so many sessions with all the dudes. Having Clint on the trip was so sick. Just anytime I get laps with him, it's such a treat because I've looked up to him for so long, and it's always special to get trains with Clint because he's the man.
Every day and night we ride around town. We are the bikey boys. We ride every day because we free.
Can't believe it. I had this opportunity. Very surreal, special one. So honestly, we'll never forget this stuff. It's got so many bucket lists ticked. Thank you very much, guys.
All the way to the roof. Hip hop, that's how we do. Rapping the boys and the bikey girls too. True. Rapping the boys and the bikey girls too. Hip hop, that's how we do. Oh yeah.
Not me under there. Usually I'm the fucking guy crawling under there. Not today.
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
When I was a child.
Unleash the beast.
Can't spend all your days alone in the shade of a cherry tree. My brother cut the roof off of Lincoln, cause the doctor said to lose some weight. Table buckled, our hair was blowing as we drove from the Garden State to the lights of the Golden Gate. I've been missing you, so listen. I like the extra good drive to town, and I've been thinking about your Lincoln, Continental with the sunroof down. When the kid came down from Lennox, Gary Allen was the talk of the town. A real high roller, a self-promoter, said his band was the best around. He said, I got a little money from performing. I brought a brand new suit and hat. I said, performing what? He said, classic stuff, Ricky Hayes and Virginia Scat. I said,
what do mountains look like presidents?
But I can play a little.
Yeah, it's just one of those days.
Yeah, too many people to thank for this trip. Obviously, Chris and Melissa back at S&M, Jimmah and Termite for dealing with all us internationals and driving us around, and anyone we stayed with. Trent, Bentley, Will and Helen out in Young.
Russell and Emily, they took care of us so much. They're awesome. And thanks to all the trail locals that just like took care of us at every spot we went to. It's just like such a privilege really to go to people's spots and get to ride and see how they build trails. An honor, really.
Full red carpet treatment everywhere we went. Pretty blown away just how hospitable and how stoked everybody was for us to come and hang out.
Trash. You can't find a business end of a right.
Not gonna work for me, dude.
I said I got no cares in those affairs. What I was, what I am, or ain't. I got a lot of fence to paint.
Right here. Thanks, Backbone. You guys rule. Thanks, Tyson and Riss, for just holding down out here and organizing this like whole event and just making a good excuse to come out and just bring everybody together.
Highlights, just all the locals. That was the best part. Just doing the trains with dogs.
Thanks, Australia. Thanks, S&M, for getting me out here. This has been so sweet. You sick cunts?
Trails rule.
to Australia.
Right, I want dancing, dancing late at night. Alright.
Said who?
The innocence of sleeping children just the deaf hear, the mind see.
Don't let your guard down. Don't let your guard down.
Here comes the sun. Here comes. I want to get away. I want to never see the sun. Been thinking good things about you. My Sharona. It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Wait for tomorrow. Far from me. It's all same name. Rolling down hills, now I'm falling, getting bigger. Oh, I keep cruising, can't stop, won't stop moving. Wichita skyline.
We are the bikie boys. We are the bikie boys.
Continental with the sunroof down.
S&M for life, baby.